recording sebab macam ada seorang je yang minta. So I think like everyone else is okay lah. Can you guys follow last week? Okay. Dia macam pagi-pagi ni terlambat sikit respon dia. Okay. So if you want the recordings for last week dengan this week, let me know, okay? Do you guys want it or not? Sebab user form ni akan guna pun assignment, so I'm quite worried kalau you tak boleh follow nanti. Okay, nanti I bagi. Yang ni kalau I tak start record when I start the class, remind me, okay? Walaupun record, janganlah tak buat pula Focus on this class. Okay, let me find my... this one. Okay, how many people dah ni? Rasa ni mesti tak lupa ni kelas pukul 8, not 8:30. Okay, sekejap. Okay, have you guys opened your user form? Thumbs up if anyone has opened this one. Okay, Alia ni paling cergas pagi ni. Yang lain, okay. So, I'll biar je dulu ni. If like someone wants to scan it later. Okay, let me just... Okay. So, last week we managed to do until here, right? No quiz yang baru join tu, no quiz. Just start with the user form. Okay, last week we only managed to do this, the interface. Okay, if you run it, alah, banyak tu benda ni. Okay, if you click, there's nothing lah, output ke input, because we haven't put anything. If you look at sheet size pun kosong. Okay. Sekejap. Okay, now I takut I lupa step ni. Is Dr. Azwari in here? Tak ada kan? Okay. So now we want to do the program for the user form. Okay. The first thing that we want to do is we need to declare what are the variables. So in this case, in this user form, we have brand cost, size cost, and then we also have what is the variable for voucher, shipping fees, and all that lah. So you can click anywhere you want. If you're not sure where to click, just click here. Dekat shirt size ni, double click this one, okay? Okay, anyone in here? Thumbs up so that I know you're following me. Okay. So now can you guys see the word private here? The private means that this sub procedure is only associated with this user form. So usually kalau you buat user form, you akan nampak the word private. But we're gonna add something on top. Kalau you nampak different sebab you tekan benda lain, it's okay. Don't worry about it, okay? So just put a little bit of space in here. And then we want to declare the variable. So when you want to declare, banyaknya semut kat atas meja ni. Okay. Okay, want to declare macam biasa, we put option explicit, right? Okay. So untuk sub procedure pula, user form, we will use a different kind of term when we want to declare the variables. We use the word public. Okay, public. Okay, why we put public? Because we want the variables to be accessible to all sub procedures. Contohnya, yang ni kan private kan. So kalau you letak public, you boleh access lah. Semua sub procedure boleh access that variables. Okay. So let's just start doing the variables. You can just follow for now. Nanti bila you nak ulang kaji, you can look back and understand more lah bila you buat balik kan. Okay. So kita ada brand cost. Kita nak buat variable brand cost. And then second is size cost. So you use double. Yang mana yang guna map tu, kalau problem just guna integer, okay? The data type as integer. And then we want to also do variable for voucher. So we can name it as vouch. And then also shipping fee. Sekejap. Kalau I kecilkan tulisan. Okay, nampak tak kalau I kecilkan tulisan supaya you guys nampak in one line. Kalau nak I besarkan balik, let me know. Okay. And then lastly, the total cost lah. After kita dah kira-kira semua tu kan. Okay, total cost as double. Okay. So this one means that we have defined and declared all the variables that we want for our sub procedure. Okay. So kalau kita run, belum ada apa-apa lagi lah. Now what we want to do is we want to create something here. Shirt size ni ada XS, S, M, L, XL kan dalam ni. So because it has the same variable daripada shirt size but only different value, macam dia ada XS, S ni. So this one is called array. Maksudnya if you remember, array ni is a way of you storing variables that have a series of values, okay? Dia tak hold satu je value, dia ada banyak value. So we use this one. Okay. So if you're in there, never mind. Kalau you dah terkeluar, you just double click dekat shirt size ni sebab kita nak ni. Okay, so in here it says CBO shirt size. Where do you get CBO shirt size ni? Kalau you tak ingat, dekat sini name ni. Okay. So we have to remember the name untuk kita call dalam kita punya sub procedure. Okay. So we're not gonna use this one because this one change ni maksudnya kita we will assign values to the shirt size. First we want to do a drop down button, drop down button lah to say the size XS ke S ke M. So in order to do that, we can add another sub procedure on top. We put private sub and then we name the exact name of the variable, CBO shirt size of the the combo box, okay? CBO underscore shirt size. And then we put here drop button click. Okay, so this is the exact function lah for drop button click. If you put this, then kita dapatlah appear apa yang nak. So you have to remember this one lah, drop button click. And then how to create array, there's also a specific way of writing it. we'll just write CBO shirt size, the name of the combo box, dot list. So this one will create an array. And how do you write it? You put the word array, and then inside here, inside the bracket, you just put what are the values of the shirt size. In this case, is XS. Apa dia tak? Okay. So it should look like this. This means that kita buat satu list that contain array of SS, S, M, L, XL. Okay, anyone managed to do this one and also this one? Give a thumbs up. Okay, good. So try to run this one. If you run it, nampak tak SS, S, M, L ni? If you can see, thumbs up. Okay, yang lain nampak tak? You have to write the exact ni, list ni. Okay. Ada yang tertinggal ke ataupun lost? Not, I'll just continue. So next, kalau contoh you tekan kan, you tekan S ke, M ke, L ke, there's nothing, tak ada apa-apa yang berlaku kan. Nothing happens because we don't put any kind of formula or codes for this one. So what we're going to do is we want to modify this procedure. We're going to put some values, okay? Contohnya, what we're going to put is, for example, if they choose XS, the value is 0. If you choose S, the value is 2 and so on, okay? So that we're going to do. So, perasan tak, when I say it, it's like a condition. Kalau dia XS, the 0. If it's S, it's 2. So, the most appropriate structure that we'll use is we'll use selective structure. Remember, if then else ke, case structure ke. So in this case, we will use case structure. Never mind, just follow kalau you rasa macam tak tahu, tak faham ke. Okay, so try to put this one. Select case. Okay, remember the case structure, you have to put like this. And then we have to put what is the variables that we want to test the condition. So in this case, it's the combo box, right? The shirt size. And then we want to assess the value of this access as, so we can say here text. Okay. So what does this mean is that we want to access the shirt size. All right. So once we do that, we can put here case and then we put the value of this variable, contohnya XS ke. And then we will say what happens. We put an indent, we put what happened when the user choose XS. The size cost is, in this case, the size cost is 0, right? So dah akan change 0. Okay, boleh faham kan? Okay, now we just have to do for the rest S, M, L dengan XL ni. Okay, so it's the same thing. Just put here case. So you boleh copy paste juga. Contohnya you just copy this one, right? Control C, Control V, and then indent sikit. Jangan lupa tukar this one. And then the most important thing, you have to end it. Kalau tak, dia akan error. You have to end select like this. So ini akan membuatkan satu conditions when the user choose any of this shirt size, the size cost will change. Okay. Okay, anyone finish this one? Thumbs up. Alright. Okay, after this, dia takkan buat apa-apa pun. Kalau you tekan sini, you run kan. You buat choose, dia takkan keluar apa-apa lagi. Sebab kita tak buat lagi. T-shirt price ni, we haven't create the formula yet. Okay. So, just gonna go inside here. We have to add some more lines in here. We're gonna put the formula of the total cost, but we're gonna use the variable here, dot cost. Over here, dot cost. Okay, so we're gonna write here. I besarkan sikit. Okay. Dot cost equals to, and then the total cost in this case would be size cost here plus the brand cost. And then if has any voucher, any discount, we will deduct it. And then if the user tick on the shipping fee, there will be shipping fee inside it. Okay. So it will be something like this: site cost plus brand cost. Like this, okay? So this one means we want to update the total cost. But look closely, the variables that we use here is stock cost dalam dalam macro ni. Okay, it's the same here. So next, we want it to appear dekat sini. Okay, dekat this text box. So if we look at the text box, the name is total cost. Okay, so it's different with the variable inside the macro. So if you click here again, double click, what you have to do is just put the name of the text box, and then we want to assign the value. So we use dot value equals to dot cost. Okay, so see the difference between this one, the variable that we use inside the macro, and then this one is the name of the text box. So we just put here some comment. I'll put the new total cost to the text box total cost. Okay, I'll just give you time to copy this one. Okay, anyone haven't scanned yet? I'll give time before 8:30. Belum scan, tolong bagi thumbs down. Tak ada. Okay, anyone berjaya buat sampai sini? Thumbs up. Okay, okay, good. Okay, boleh faham kan? Any questions so far? Okay, for those yang dah, try to run this one. Oh, I kena betulkan sikit apply voucher ni. Dia dah tu. Okay, try tukar XS ke, you see? When you change it, immediately akan ada value dekat sini. Okay? Right? Good kan? Semua okay kan? Nampak kan? So if you do it correctly, you akan nampak lah. Just gonna, besarkan sikit. I don't know why my user form selalu berubah-ubah. Okay, next. We already do the shirt size. Next, we want to put some codes inside Uniqlo, H&M dengan Shopee ni. Because whenever the user choose this one, akan ada what happens when the user klik Uniqlo, dia akan keluar what is the brand cost, RM30. And then once it choose the shirt size, it will add with the RM30. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do next. So all you have to do is you go to Uniqlo ni, and then you double click. Then it will automatically make a sub procedure for you. Okay, so option Uniqlo. So there's no need to change any of this. So you can see this one is this one is the name of your option box. Okay, next, what we're going to do is we're going to say what is the brand cost. If the user choose Uniqlo, so the brand cost is RM30 kan? And then we're going to update it. We're going to say that the size cost plus brand cost akan jadi. Okay, like this. So we're gonna update this one. Kalau you nak buat yang ni pun boleh je, tapi kalau you tak nak buat macam ni pun okay. So when you do your program, you boleh tengok lah bila nak letak this one, because I already done it. Okay, so nanti you figure it out lah when you do a program. Okay, so once you have the formula of the total cost, you want to change the total cost value, want to update it. So again, we use this one, equals to dot cost, like that. So let's try to run this one, see if it works or not. So saya tekan Uniqlo. Okay, dia akan terus keluar RM30. If you choose M, dia akan tambah RM4. Like that. Sebab M tu kita dah put the size cost as 4. So kalau tekan ni, belum ada berapa lagi lah sebab we haven't done this code. Okay? Anyone manage to do this one? Thumbs up. Okay, good. Good, good. Okay, now we're just gonna do for H&M dengan Shopee ni. So it's the same thing, but if you don't want to create, you don't want to type it, you can just click at the H&M. Sekejap. Double click, dia akan keluar. So dia akan, it will be on top of Uniqlo kan. So the arrangement of your sub procedure actually matters, but how do you identify whether or not it will influence? You have to test your program and see. So contohnya, I don't want this to be on top. I want it to be dekat bawah Uniqlo supaya dia nampak tersusun. So you just cut this one. And then you put it dekat bawah sini. Okay. So the same thing, you can just copy this one, copy. So you tengok H&M 15. So you just change here 15, like that. Okay. So every time you update.
Doktor,
Yes.
nak tanya kenapa saya punya dia tak tambah? Kenapa dia macam bila pilih select size, kalau brand cost kan 30, lepas tu bila select size dia jadi dia reset jadi 2 balik.
Okay, this jap. Boleh share screen tak?
Boleh.
Cek I save jap. Remember to save So tadi Adriana kan? Oh, that one. Shirt size change tu kan? Dia punya tot cost tu, size cost you tak tambah dengan brand cost. So that's why dia akan tak, tot cost, size cost tolak vouch tambah ship tu. You ada tertinggal satu, tambah brand cost. Size cost plus brand cost. So bila you tak letak, dia akan repeat balik, dia akan tolak the brand cost.
Okay. Thank you.
Nanti try buat. Lepas tu tengok dia akan. Okay, let me just show. Ya, Adriana, you tertinggal this one, okay?
Oh,
So,
okay.
maksudnya every time user choose size tu, dia takkan tambah dengan brand cost tadi yang kita dah pilih. Okay. So, try to do for Shopee. Okay, Shopee. Shopee pun dia naik. I don't like. Dia tak nampak tersusun. Sebenarnya dia tak affect sangat lah. Okay, Shopee, and then you just copy this one, change it to RM5. Okay. So once you've done that, you can try to run it. Alah, jadi kecil balik. Form ni dia kadang-kadang you boleh sebenarnya ubah dekat sini lah. This one kan size tu tukar, tapi I macam malas nak ubah satu-satu. Okay, try to run this one. Contohnya kita pilih Uniqlo and then we choose shirt size, dia akan ubah. Automatic akan ubah. Okay? Okay, try to play with this one and then see it works or not. Okay, anyone managed to finish until this? Thumbs up. Here's my chat. Okay, good job. Okay, so next, bila kita tekan, contohnya kita nak check out, kita tick apply voucher, apply shipping, nothing happens, right? Because we haven't done any coding for this one. So it's the same thing lah. Apa-apa user form pun, you have to put some coding in each of these options, in each of this tool, okay? You have to put, baru dia baru dia work your program. So the next thing is we want to put some formula for checkout. Okay? Checkout box. Apa ni? Apa dia panggil tu? Lupa dah. What's my tool? Tool ni selalu bergerak-gerak. Tak jumpa pula. Checkbox. Checkbox. Okay. For checkbox, dia lain sikit. When you want to do coding for checkbox, it will be different sikit. We have to use the condition if then else structure. So bila dia tick, contohnya dekat sini kan, kalau dia tick maksudnya statement ni is true, the condition is true. Kalau dia tak tick, the condition is false. So we have to use if then else structure. Okay. So if you go here, it will be on top. I don't like it. I want it to be bawah sikit. So you just cut this one and you can put it down below here. Okay. So ini nama of the chat box. Okay. So we're gonna put some selective structure in here. We're gonna put the name of the chat box. Itulah nama the chat box. I dah lupa dah sebenarnya. Okay, and then we'll say dot value. Value tu maksudnya dia tick ke tak tick. So kalau dia tick, dia akan jadi true statement tu. So kalau dia true, if the user tick, then what will happen? We will have to define what is the value of the voucher and what is the total cost. So kalau in this case total cost ni akan tolak lah voucher macam dekat sini kan. So we have to remember we have the variable vouch up here. And then the vouch we will say for example RM5 lah, kita dapat diskaun RM5. And then we're going to use the same thing, the formula over here. Like this, you can just copy and paste. So bila you copy paste, you eliminate some error lah kalau daripada you nak type balik kan. And then remember to update the total cost value yang text box tu. So you can also copy this one and then put it down here. Okay. So what will happen if it's not true? You have to do two conditions kan at least. So you put else, maksudnya kalau false, what will happen? We will say the voucher is 0 sebab kita tak nak dia buat apa-apa, tak dapat discount. And then the formula for total cost is still the same. So you can just put it like this. Okay. Then don't forget to close this if structure with an and if. Okay, boleh faham? Okay, anyone managed to finish until here? Thumbs up. Okay, Ajlali. Yang lain okay tak? Ada problem? Ziyad, are you okay? Shiyan. Okay tak? Tu Ziyad okay Kalau tak berapa faham, it's okay. Memang awal-awal memang macam apa dia buat ni. Tapi kalau you tengok balik, you buat sendiri the program, you akan understand. Okay? So, now let's try to run this one. And then see what will happen. Okay? Oh, here. Okay, contoh kita letak Uniqlo, kita letak the shirt size. As I put apply voucher, dia akan terus tolak RM20. Dia tolak RM5. So, akan jadi RM20. Okay, this one. Dia terus automatically calculate the total cost. Okay? So, is it working for you guys? Thumbs up if you manage to do this and then no error. Siapa yang error? Thumbs down. Okay. So next we're gonna do the same thing for apply shipping ni. Same procedure, same coding. Just have to change the variable je. So we can go here, apply shipping. It will be on top. So kita nak dia tersusun. So let's just put it somewhere down here. Okay. So yang ni dia boleh copy tapi bahaya sikit sebab variable dia lain kan. So you can just put this one apply shipping, the name of the chat box. Okay, this one true. What will happen? We will say contoh kalau true, shipping dia akan kena tambah RM3 for ship. So remember the variables. Let me check. The variable is ship over here, right? So we're going to use the same thing down here. 3. Lepas tu, yang ni sama je. So ni boleh copy. Okay. So what will happen if dia tak choose, user tak tick that one, we'll say the ship is 0. And then it will be like this. Okay, so don't forget to close it also. So if you run it, change here, dia akan adalah, saya put Uniqlo lah. Uniqlo, apply voucher, lepas tu tolak. Tambah RM3. Okay. So very simple. Just kena faham je apa yang you nak buat dalam program tu. Okay, anyone managed to do until here? Thumbs up. Okay, good job. Okay, sekarang ni ya ada yang tengah salin lagi tak? Kalau tengah salin lagi, thumbs down. Tak ya. Okay. So, the next thing what we're gonna do is we want to create a module untuk call forms ni, untuk keluarkan forms ni that we did in the video lecture hands-on pun ada buat benda tu. So, you just go to here and then create new module. So you can write option explicit, but actually there's no variable for us to declare. So we're gonna do a macro that says you can calculate ship price. Okay. And then we're gonna see what's the name of the ship price. Ni, nampak tak name dia ship price calculator ni? I think we can copy it. Sekejap. Boleh. Dia copy. Lepas tu we say dot show. That means that we want to show the user form. Okay. So if we run this one, dia akan terus keluar this one. Then you try sama lah. Dia akan link dengan coding yang kita dah buat dalam user form. Okay. So okay kan? Tak ada masalah sangat kan? So nanti dalam assignment, you boleh buat lah all this data ke instead of you do all the formulas in here. Macam ni kan formula dalam ni size cost ni sama dengan apa, you boleh cakap lah size cost ni sama dengan dekat dalam Excel ni. But for this practice, I want to do it. Okay, kalau you buat simple-simple, tak perlulah nak link dengan Excel punya data. Okay. Okay, anyone managed to do until here? Thumbs up. Let me just open. Okay. Yang lain, okay tak? Ada soalan? Contohnya, you want to pergi balik forms ni kan? Sekarang ni kalau you nak quit, you tekan X kan? You can also create like a button to lah, apa tak jumpa lah toolbox I ni sama dalam monitor ni. Sekejap ni sini. Okay, contohnya you want to put like a quit button over here. You can use the command button. Okay. Then you change this name as kecil. Okay, caption dia quit macam ni. This you use a command button kan. Ni kalau nak buat pun tak apa ni, I tunjuk je lah. So kalau what happens when the user click at the quit button, it will unload the user form. So what's the name of the user form? Ship price calculator. Like that. Okay, ni just nak cantikkan je lah. Kalau tak nak buat pun okay je. So kalau you tekan quit, dia akan terus unload it. Okay. Just give time if anyone wants to copy this one. Okay, so it's 8:49. There's one thing left for me to teach. on arrays. Okay, before I continue, any question on user form or any problem? Adriana okay kan? Tak ada error dah kan?
Okay, Doktor.
Okay. Any question from anyone else? Okay semua okay kan? Okay, now remember array tak in the last video lecture we learn about array. So yang ni pun contoh array. Mana tadi? This is example of array. It means that it has the same variable but different values. Okay. So array is just like a way of you to store data. And then we have one dimensional array. Kalau dalam Excel ni paling senang you nak faham one dimensional array is like when the variables have only values dalam one row. Macam ni. Tak A, B ni kan dia macam one row kan. Contohnya macam films yang kita buat dalam hands-on sebelum ni. That is an example of one D array, one dimensional array. Okay. So yang ni kan contohnya ini one dimensional array sebab dia ada satu dimension je, satu row atau satu column saja. Okay. So kalau multi-dimensional array selalunya dalam maybe I think for your level dia akan jadi two-dimensional array lah. And then two-dimensional you kena ingat dia akan ada rows, dia ada column. So yang ni nampak ni one-dimensional. This one, the row is one-dimensional. And then the column is the second dimensional. So that's why it's called two-dimensional array. Okay. So contohnya inilah example. You nampak kan ni my mouse? Ke tak nampak example of boleh tahu nampak tak mouse I bila I gerak-gerakkan macam ni? Okay. This is the example of a two-dimensional array lah. Okay. So dia ada berapa? 5 rows and 2 columns. Okay. So maknanya dia ada consists of rows of values and column of value. Okay. So that's a way, simple way to understand array. So we want to do some exercise again. It's not like a quiz, just can follow along because I think for first time you nak buat array ni, nak fahamkan dia you have to sit down, tengok betul-betul baru you macam okay, boleh faham macam tu. So what we're gonna do is that, kenapa dia tak bergerak ni? Okay. We want to do something like this. We want to create a program that have an array of values. We want to create an array. And then dalam array tu ada formula untuk formulatekan the values inside the array. We're going to do a two-dimensional array. And after doing that program, kita akan masukkan all the values of the array inside Excel. So this one is not what we type inside Excel. Kita tak type benda ni. Kita suruh VBA yang letakkan dalam ni. Okay? So this one nanti masa assignment pun boleh guna cara ni lah. Untuk masukkan data yang ada send, kena ada send button kalau you baca the assignment lah. So, this is the, I think dalam e-learning ada ni kan, ada letak. This is the code, but we'll just go line by line. Okay. Now, I don't want you to do inside the user form sebab kadang-kadang dia akan kacau the user form ni. So, create a new Excel. New Excel So, I'm going to just close this one. See. So, yeah. So, Okay, let me just save it somewhere. You can just name it whatever you want lah. Put your name up on top here. Okay, like this. Okay. And show macro enable. Then click save. Okay. So apa-apa hal, like always, the first step is to create module. Okay, anyone already open the Excel, save, and then open the VBA and create module? Thumbs up. Okay. So apa hal juga kita letak dulu option XPC ni. Asas basis. Lepas tu kita akan put another line after option XPC ni. When you do an array, you can put this one option base 1. So what does it mean? It means that if we force the array, we force the start value, dia akan kalau array kan dia ada start value, ada end value. Okay. So for start value kita force supaya start value dia jadi 1. You should kalau programming the by default the start value is always 0. So in this case kalau kita letak value ni dia akan jadi 1. Okay. Dan baru kita dapat punya baru masuk ke masalah lain ke apa. Okay, in mind. Okay, macam mana nak explain benda ni? Sekarang ni you boleh bayangkan array ni macam ni. Kita ada we use a variable name arrow like this. You boleh copy untuk you lebih faham. So array dia awal-awal tadi ada row 1 dan row 2. Okay, so that is one dimensional array. Lepas tu setiap row ni dia akan ada 3 kolom. Okay, so it will become something like this. Kecil sangat ni. Besarkan sikit. Dia akan setiap array dia ada 2 rows in this array lah. We have 2 rows and then in each row there are 3 columns. Okay, kalau kita dalam ni dia akan banyak 2 rows in each row ada 3 columns. Okay. So kalau dekat bawah ni dia akan macam ni lah. Ini just penerangan je, tak akan guna benda ni. Just want to explain how it works. Macam ni kan. So sekarang ni kita dah tahu and row ni dia punya end value of the array for row is 2. There are 1 and the first one and the second one. And then for the column, berapa column dia ada end value dia put the top 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now we want to declare the variables untuk end row and also end column. Okay. And row and also end column. But because we already know that the end value for end row become 2 and end value for end column will become 3. So instead of creating a variable, we can create a constant. Kalau you ingat, constant tu maksudnya value dia tak akan berubah sampai kiamat pun sama je. So you can use constant and then we'll name the variable and row tadi tu ataupun the constant lah dalam lagi. Then we declare what is the constant data type, integer. Okay, sama dengan 2. Ini pun dulu dah belajar. Kalau tak ingat tak apa, nanti tengok je balik. Refresh your memory. And also end column. So I just put integer lah data types dia. Boleh je buat double, tak kisah pun. Okay. So this means that we declare the constant. That the end row and end column. So this actually represent the end value of the array. Okay, so next we want to declare the variable for the array itself. So kalau you ingat, the cara untuk tulis dia, kita akan cakap kita akan cakap the variable, contohnya kita bagi nama dia C lah. Okay, C array tu, and then macam nak buat array tu kita put end row and column macam ni lah. So maknanya kalau kita nampak ni maksudnya dia ada array lah. This is variable yang jenis array. Okay, boleh faham tak? I pun susah sikit nak explain. But this is the array that we're gonna do. Okay? Dan dalam ni adalah dia punya value-value dia. Okay. So in VBA, when you use array, you will come across, you akan buat like satu variables, two other variables, it's I dengan J. Okay, I and J. So I ni usually it will represent the rows, and then J will represent the column. Okay, so why do you use this variable? Because we want to create a loop supaya array tu dia repeat itself sampai dah dia reach the end value. In this case, the end value for row is 2 and the end value is 3 for column. Okay, so because of that, we have to declare the variables I and J ni. We can use this one, dim I. That, okay. So I ni represent the row and J represent the column. Nanti you akan nampak macam mana it works. Okay, sekarang ni kita nak give values to the arrays. Okay. We want to create some formula yang membuatkan ada terhasil lah nombor-nombor ni. Okay. Like this. 3, 6, 2. Okay, how do we do that? We can use for loops. Kita boleh buat we can use a loop structure. And the most suitable one really for array is the for loops. Yeah, for loops. Kenapa for loop ni suitable for array? Because we already know how much times we want to repeat. In this case, kita akan repeat sampailah end value dia 2 and then value dia 3. Okay? So, cara dia, we just put for and then we use I. I ni represent the rows, right? So, I ni, the start value is 1. And then we say until when? 2. We say end row because we have put the constant as 2. Kita nak buat dia repeat sampailah I ni first, dia akan buat the first row. Lepas tu dia akan repeat the second row. Sampai the second row dia akan stop loop. So that's what it means. So let's just put a comment here. We say for each row. Like this. So we know, okay, this one dia akan loop untuk setiap row. So dia akan start from here and then go here, repeat the process. Lepas tu dia akan execute the loop. Okay. So nanti tak apa, kalau tak faham tak apa, nanti boleh nampak macam mana it works. Okay, inside for loops, kita akan gerak macam ni tau. Array tu akan bergerak. First, dia akan go for each row. Okay, so remember, for each row, we have 3 columns in here. So because of that, we have to use nested loop. Dalam for ni, for loop ni, we have to put an indent and we have to put another loop inside this for loop. Okay, okay, ni I tak buat apa-apa lagi, that's why the error. Okay, we have to put a for loop inside this for loop. Okay, so what this is for? This is for the array to move to each column. Okay, so J represents the column in this case. Knowing J represent the column, so use J. Just follow along, nanti you akan nampak. So what does it mean here? It means that we proceed through each column in that row. Okay, contohnya the row 1 ni, dia akan move to each column. Okay. Alright. So siapa sampai sini? Thumbs up. Okay, Alia, double Alia dah. Okay. Now we want to create some formula to program to create the values inside the array. So we will use the variable for array, but we're not going to use n row dengan n column. We replace it with I and j. Okay, so that whenever dia loop, benda ni akan follow jugalah. Kalau contoh dia berubah kepada number 2, this one, dia akan berubah juga number 2, this one. Okay, so let's just put some formula, tak kisah pun. This one tak ada apa-apa lah, tapi it's better if you just follow this one. This is just a random equation. Okay, so sekarang ni we have the equation. And then we want, once dia dah dapat the value, contohnya bila J ni dekat column 1, row 1, dia akan buat this value. And then we want to move to the next J, to the next value of J, we'll put the word next J. Okay, so this close this loop. And then this one also dia kena close juga, next I. So if you run this one, you can see, oh sekejap. I dah ajar ke another way of running this macro? Instead of you click here, you can also, kat mana dia? You can also step into F8 ni. So usually I tekan F8 lah. Okay, F8 kat sini ni. Kat dalam debug, step into ni. So apa yang dia buat, dia akan go line by line. Dia takkan terus run automatic. So you can see how the for loop works. Okay, so in this case dia akan, I tekan F8 je every time I want to move to another line. Okay, so J ni 1 until n column dia 3 kan. So this is the first time the loop is going to execute. And then you move to the next one, second, and then third. Once the third, dia akan go here and then dia akan tengok, oh dah habis dah 3 kali ni. So dia akan move to the next I. Okay, so mungkin tak nampak tapi tak apa. Sekejap lagi kita akan tengok macam mana dia bergerak kat dalam Excel ni. So this is what it calls as populating all elements with values. Maksudnya kita nak populate, we want to give the value, want to give values to the array. Okay, array ataupun elements lah dipanggil dia. Okay, after that, we will transfer all these values that we have inside the array into Excel. Okay, supaya boleh tengok pergerakan array tu. Kalau I explain kat sini mungkin tak nampak lagi. So the next thing we're going to do, we just put some comment here, is to output the values to a worksheet. Okay. So I want you to create another sheet. Kat sini ada conteng. Okay, create another sheet, a new sheet, sheet 2. So apa yang kita nak buat next, kita nak buat macam ni. Dah tutup ni. kita nak buat benda ni. Kita nak masukkan value yang kita dah calculate tadi ke dalam Excel. Okay? But we use VBA to do that. So macam biasa bila kita nak buat ni masa first time you buat hands on kot rasa second week. You kena letak perkataan sheets. Ingat lagi tak ni? Sheet tu. Dot select. Maksudnya kita dah cakap kat VBA. Okay, now go to sheet tu. Macam tu. Okay. Sebab kita nak letak data tu dalam sheet tu. So after we determine what worksheet that we want to put, the second thing we want to do is we want to define dekat cell mana dia nak letak this value, which cell they want to put. Okay, so okay, ni dulu dah belajar. We use the word range. So contohnya we want the array to start putting the values inside worksheet from B2 lah contohnya. Okay, so we can choose B2. Okay, macam ni. Okay, anyone until here, give a thumbs up. Right. How about the rest? So now, after this, we're going to do the same thing macam dekat atas ni. But the only thing that we want to change is here. Because sekarang ni, dekat atas ni, we assign the values, right? We determine what is the formula and based on that, they akan create the values. Sekarang ni, benda ni dah buat. So now we're going to use this value that we have in here, we put it inside a cell, okay? Inside starting from B2. So dia akan sama juga dekat atas ni. Dia akan jadi I sama dengan 1, 2 and row. Macam ni. Okay. Sama je macam atas. Okay, what will happen? We will say that when you start here, macam I tu sama dengan 1, J tu sama dengan 1, what will happen is we want whatever the active cell, in this case is B2 lah sebab kita start with B2. We put the value of the array. So yang ni tadi kita dah formulate the value. Sekarang ni kita put the value inside the active cell. Okay. So after that, kita dah put contohnya the first value of the array dia akan masuk kat sini. The start value akan masuk kat sini berdasarkan this formula. So sekarang ni kita nak program tu bergerak ke sini pula. Okay. Dia nak bergerak one step here. So we can do that. We can teach the program to do that by using the function offset. Okay, we put here active cell dot offset. Okay, when you use offset, there will be two values. In this case, I'll put 0, 1. And then what will happen, you want to select it. Okay, what does this mean is that daripada sini, dia akan offset 0, 1. What does this mean is that 0 ni represent how many rows that it have to move. And then 1 ni represent how many columns it have to move. In this case, sebabkan dia 0, maksudnya we don't have to move anywhere. Okay? So 1 means that we will move one step to the right. Okay? So contohnya ni X kan. Kalau dia 0, 1 maksudnya 0, you tak perlu ubah. Tak perlu bergerak ke atas or bawah. But 1 means we have to move one step to the right. Contohnya, I put here 2, 4. Okay? So, daripada sini, dia nak offset 2 ni represent the rows, maksudnya dia akan bergerak ke bawah, go down 2 steps. 1, 2. And then it will move to the right 4 steps. Because 4 represent the column, dia akan move 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, okay? But if you want to move to the left, contohnya daripada sini you nak move to the left, you have to use negative. Contohlah, put negative here. Negative 1, maksudnya, tak payahlah, negative 4 lah. Contohnya X ni daripada sini. Maksudnya sekarang, we have to move 1 step to the left for rows, and then negative 4 ni represent we have to move above 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Betul tak? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that's how offset works, okay? Boleh faham tak? Contohnya daripada B2 ni, I letak dia 1, 3. If I put offset, where would be the new cell kalau dia bergerak? Can you define it? Where will it stop? Dia akan bergerak and then pergi mana? Dalam sel apa nama dia? Boleh dapat jawapan tak? You can put in the chat box. Yes, good job. E3, jap, I tengok. 1, dia move 1 to the ke bawah, and then 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3. Yes, E3. Betul, Alia. Okay, so boleh faham kan? So now we just want to move from B2 to C2. So nak move dia, we don't have to move any rows. So that's why it's 0. And then we just want to move 1 step to the right. Become 1. Okay. So I'm just going to delete this X. So ni array dia akan berubah ke sini pula. Program tu akan berubah sini. And then we will continue with the next J. Okay. So contohnya dia dah create. Dia dah letak data kat sini, dia letak data sini, letak sini. So J ni sampai 3 je kan kolom dia. So benda ni dah letak dah. Sekarang ni dia akan move to here sebelum dia exit the loop. And then it wants to go back here untuk the second row. So again we have to do an offset. Bila kita nak buat offset, bila kita nak turun ke bawah ni, kita turun satu kali kan? Turun ke bawah. So the offset will be 1 for rows. And then for columns dia akan jadi berapa? Daripada sini nak gerak ke sini, berapa steps dia perlu ada? Can someone type in the chat box? How many steps do you need? Yes, Alia Hani faham dia punya ni. Okay. Yang mana yang tak faham boleh tanya Alia. Okay nanti. So kita buat negative 3. Okay. Notice that 3 ni is the constant value for n column kan? So we can also put it as n column like that. Kalau nak buat negative 3 pun okay je. Okay, tapi we'll just use this one for example. So apa maksudnya ni? Kita just put a comment so that when we look at this code again, we will understand. So when the row is finished, for first row tu dia akan go to the beginning of the next row. Alright? Yep, I have a second. Okay, sini kan? Tak nampak pula. Okay. This one. So don't forget to close this one by putting next I. Alright. Okay, anyone managed to do until here? Thumbs up. Okay. Sikit je lagi. Lepas tu dah habis lah. Okay, sekarang ni yang lain okay tak? Ke tekan copy lagi? Okay. Sekarang ni kita nak run ni. Don't want to use the run here. Kalau you dah run, you delete balik. Nanti akan ada menu. Kita akan use this one, F8, debug step into F8. We want to see how it moves from one row, one column to another and one row to another. Okay. So daripada sini ni, you boleh start, sebenarnya you boleh start di mana-mana pun. You akan tekan F8, F8 ataupun debug ni. Okay, you tekan F8, dia akan start the first line. Lepas tu, you nak go to the next line, you click F8 lagi. You click F8 and then this is where it wants to populate the elements with values. They want to create the values, okay? So dia akan create for J1, lepas tu J2, J3. So once it dah habis sampai 3 ni, dia akan go to the next row. And then next column sampai dari sini. Okay, sekarang ni kita nak output values. So dia dah go dah. Program ni dah, it's in sheet 2 dah ni. Sekejap, besarkan. So once dekat sheet tu, dia akan okay. Dia akan pilih B2. Sekarang kita tak nampak apa-apa lagi. And then it will start the array. So you see bila kita go for loop ni, dia akan terus, ni I tak buat apa-apa, I tak tekan ke apa. Dia akan automatically go to B2 sebab kita dah choose tu ni. Okay. So we will start with the column. Sekarang ni kita dekat this line. If you tekan F8 lagi, it will put value in here. So where do you get the value? From this formula. Okay, from this formula. And then see how it go offset. Dia akan move like this. Okay. And then once it move, baru dia akan go to the next J. And again, it will assign the value. Lepas tu you akan nampak, okay, sekarang ni kita nak offset. Dia belum offset lagi. Tekan F8, dia move to the next J. Lepas tu dia akan letak lagi the values, offset again. Then it will determine, okay, ada next J tak? Tak ada sebab dah sampai 3. So you move to the next line. Active cell offset. So this is where we want to offset it back to B3. So kita offset, dia akan terus ke sini balik. Then it will start the whole process again for the new row. Okay, for J, dia akan letak the value, offset, next J, value, offset lagi, next J, letak. Okay, so dia akan offset, lepas tu dia akan tengok, okay, perlu ke dia bergerak? Okay, perlu. Perlu ke dia go again at the loop? Tak perlu, because I ni dah reach 2 rows. And then it will end. Okay, so that's how it works. That's the best explanation that I can give lah. Sebab nak faham dia pun takes time juga. Okay, so anyone manage to have all this value? Thumbs up if you manage to keluarkan this data. Okay, Alia Hani, Job, Alia Hanafi. So benda offset ni and array, you boleh gunalah nanti dalam assignment you untuk put the data inside the worksheet again. Okay. So nanti you dah buat program tu, you bolehlah figure out macam nak guna, bila nak guna offset ni semua. Okay. Okay, sekejap I nak tengok, sementara tu nak tengok my row tu. My row tu, I tak boleh edit sebab dia free. Dia macam kena code, dia edit. So, I just want to see because I have to balance it out. I rasa okay kot ni. Ni I buka sekejap . Can you guys edit this one? I cannot edit already. Okay, from here I tengok SPEQ okay, balance. SPEC tak balance. Dia kurang je nak buat wall dengan floor. Okay lah, tak ramai nak buat wall and floor ni. Column and beam ni ramai. So, anyone wants to do wall and floor yang daripada column and beam and also ni apa, door window ni. Dia nak ubah ke wall and floor ada tak? Ke you want to stick with the same element? Sebab I tak sempat sebenarnya nak buat semalam tapi tak sempat. I nak balance it out. I think how many ni? 1, 2, 3. Okay, anyone haven't choose your assignment team yet? I haven't checked yet. But anyone who haven't, give a thumbs down. Dah. Sikit pula tengok kat sini. Okay, tak apa. I think you can continue with this one. Dia tak adalah well balanced sangat tapi okay lah. Boleh lah. Cuma SPC je I kena ubah sikit. Okay, so this one, the due date is week 16. Lambat lagi. Tapi kalau you boleh start early and then finish, okay lah. Sebab nanti you akan banyak. Okay. Any questions so far? Ataupun error ke dekat sini?
Doktor,
Yes.
tanya. Saya kan tekan F8 tu.
28?
Saya tekan F8 tu. Lepas tu dia macam dia ada runtime error 9. Dekat sheets. Alah, macam mana nak tunjuk saya buat
Oh,
tu?
sekejap. You dah tambah sheet tak?
Apa?
Tambah worksheet kat bawah ni. Kan ada sheet 1 je ni. Dah tambah sheet 2 tak?
Patutlah.
Okay, make sure sheet 2 ni. So, apa yang you tulis kena samalah dengan apa kat sini.
Oh.
Okay, yang lain? Any problems?
Thank you.
Okay.
Doktor,
Yes.
saya nak tanya dekat yang bila dah assign dekat sheet tu kan, yang row kedua saya sama dengan, value dia sama dengan row pertama.
Okay. Boleh share screen tak?
Boleh?
Save Yang lain tu save. Sekejap. Macam mana ni? Okay.
Yang ni sama.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Enroll. Okay, that's good. Sekejap. Sebelum tu nak puji sikit. Siapa yang tengah cakap ni? Fatimah nampak tak? Komen dia buat suka hati je supaya dia faham. So, that's good lah. So, you boleh buat komen tu, you boleh tulis apa-apa. Okay, let me see. I rasa I nampak dah error dia tapi I nak check. Okay, can you see the random equation tu?
Ni?
Yang 1 times 2 tu sepatutnya it's I. I times 2. So, kalau you buat 1 dia akan jadi sama lah. You akan tukar the value of J je. Kalau you buat I tu dia akan nampak? Dia dah berubah dah. Okay?
Terima kasih doktor.
Alright. Okay, anyone else? Any questions? I think I will start record kat sini lah. No need to record sampai habis. Okay, ada questions tak? For test akan keluar VBA ni lah. Tapi I tak tengok lagi soalan sebab yang buat soalan kita sendiri. So, I rasa kalau nak tips ke apa tu kena tanya Dr. Azwari lah. Yeah, because I haven't seen the test question yet. Okay? But just like what Dr. Azwari said in the previous class, it will be like you have to do some program, but you have to write it by hand, I think. It's not typing it. Okay? Okay, sebelum tu, let me see the slides. Final thoughts. Okay lah, I habiskan lah sebab kita dah habis dah BBA class ni. Next class would be, oh sorry, I tak share screen lagi. Lupa. Next class would be with Dr. Azwari lah. Next week is test, right? And then you have your mid-sem break. So after that lah, after that will be with Dr. Azwari in Python, okay? So this is just final thoughts. I don't think I want to read it. It's just general, okay? So good luck with your exam. And I hope you guys can understand what I thought on you. I will say something new, so kalau you tak faham it's normal, okay? Sebab masa I baru shoot BBA pun it's quite hard for me to understand this, okay? But if you cannot understand, just watch the video lecture. You can also watch other videos kat YouTube, banyak yang bagus reference, okay? So alalkan apa yang kurang lah saya ajar, yang kurang lepas nak ajar. Okay, so kita ni manusia biasa saja, boleh melakukan kesilapan lah. Okay, so any questions? If not, what time is it? 9:31. Okay, if not, you may leave the class. If you have questions, you can stay for a while and ask. Okay, thank you guys. See you when I see you. Okay, you may leave the class.
Doktor,
Yes.
saya ada buat progress sikit assignment satu tu, tapi saya kurang
Okay.
pasti untuk
Siapa tu?
dia
Ziad.
punya kuantiti. Boleh doktor check?
Alright. Boleh. Saya stop share lah. You buat apa Ziad?
Apa dah?
You buat elemen apa?
Saya buat column and beam.
Okay.
Sekejap ni progress saya buat masa ni.
Oh, okay.
So, saya confuse dekat kuantiti volume semua tu. Macam yang saya dah cuba buat.
Oh, that's nice.
Saya buat dia guna ni tau, volume. Dia
Okay.
kena ukur yang length, width semua tu.
Saya rasa lebih mudah dia length width dengan apa lagi satu? Length width
Thickness.
thickness. Supaya dia tak perlu nak calculate dekat luar pula lah, meter cube. So dia
Okay.
boleh terus, and then maybe you can add numbers lah. Contohnya kalau column tu the same column ke, macam C1 ke, nanti dia boleh tulis berapa number dia. So dia tak perlu buat calculate apa-apa.
Okay.
But this
Untuk
is really good.
Yang send betul dia ke sini kan? Tapi ni saya tak
Nanti
buat
dia
lagi
akan terus
send.
masuk. Okay, tak apa.
Kalau contoh
Macam steel ni
maknanya-
pun sebenarnya dia ada, yang red ni dapat dari mana? Ratul ke?
rate saya letak je dulu apa-apa number, tapi saya akan tengok
Okay.
schedule of rate JKR kot.
Dekat ratul tu kan? Saya dah tunjuk ke? Saya lupa dah tunjuk tak ke dengan SPC. Yeah, this is nice. Lepas tu apa lagi? You ada buat flowchart tak untuk this one? Macam mana dia punya flow?
Tak ada pula, tapi Banyak juga
Tak
lah.
apalah. Sebab I rasa you macam dah faham dah ni macam mana nak buat. So, I think should be no problem lah.
Lepas tu kan, saya nak tanya sikit yang kalau kolom dengan beam dia lebih kurang sama je dia punya pengiraan kan. Kalau saya buat sekali je, cuma nanti masa macam nak send ni, saya buat ada dua option. Ada satu beam, satu kolom. So kat sini elemen dia tulis kolom atau beam. Macam tu lagi better ke?
Sekejap, fikir sekejap. I tengah fikir apa consequences dia. Saya rasa buat asing lah better. Sebab kalau beam ni dia lebih macam 12 meter ke apa. SMM tu kan dia lain kan. Dia punya rate dia, condition dia. So lebih baik you buat asing je lah. Macam tadi you buat macam ni.
Saya copy semula je lah yang tak dua
So
lagi
boleh
kat
je
beam.
copy kan.
Boleh.
Okay, nice. You buat dalam berapa lama ni? Berapa hari? Berapa jam?
2 malam lebih kot macam tu lah.
Oh, nice. You ada ni ke? Ada background VBA ke ataupun saya tengok mesti
Saya
you
tak
ada
ada.
tengok
Saya baru
extra
belajar.
YouTube kan? Okay, that's very good, Ziad.
Saya tengok
Good
Google je
attempt.
lah kalau tak tahu tu.
Okay. Good job. Okay, I like fun. Boleh tanya Ziad. Ziad dah jadi expert dah VBA tu. Okay. Ada any questions from anyone else?
Terima kasih doktor.
Okay, sama-sama. Saya nak share lah. Saya share nanti Syamimi, okay? Tapi saya share yang untuk 2 kelas yang terakhir ni lah. Sebab yang lain tu macam extra je.